Mary here at Mary's Heirloom Seeds, and welcome to another informative video. It's January here, so we're a little more bundled up than usual. It's a little chilly, but now is the time to start planning and planting your seed potatoes. We have a lot of different questions about growing and planting and when to plant. So usually seed planting for seed potatoes starts, depending on where you're at, December and January for warmer climates like Florida. And then for those of us in somewhat cooler climates, January and February. And for those really cold areas, you're looking at more April and May. But how we plant is very important, and getting prepared for planting is very important. So chitting potatoes is what we're going to talk about today. Chitting potatoes, that's spelled C-H-I-T for those of you listening, is just simply pre-sprouting your seed potatoes. Now, obviously, we sell seeds and we hope that you buy from us, but should be mentioned that you should be aware of, if you are buying them from the store, trying to plant grocery store seed potatoes can be very tricky and not necessarily recommended for several reasons. Potatoes from the grocery store sometimes are treated so that they won't sprout eyes, and they aren't necessarily bred and sold for seed potatoes, so they might contain soil-borne diseases that might affect your crop. So keep that in mind. Seed potatoes sold from garden centers or companies like ours should have disease-free seed potatoes. Something to keep in mind. Now, when you are chitting your potatoes, it takes about 4 to 6 weeks before you plant your seeds. So you want to prepare ahead of time and have your seeds ready. Now, I have some I've already gotten started. These are royalty purple seed potatoes. They have sprouted. Now this is called an eye, where it is sprouted. We have some other teeny tiny ones here. That's the eye of a potato. Now, most potatoes are going to have quite a few eyes available for you. You could simply plant this seed potato in the ground or in your garden beds and then hope to grow some potatoes, right? The great thing about growing your own potatoes is you can save some of this potatoes that you harvest. You can cure them and you can use them for seed potatoes next year. Awesome. It just is literally just continues to keep providing food for you if you like to grow potatoes. And these, by the way, are amazing. These are this beautiful, deep purple flavor. I've mentioned it before. There's a lot of great information on our website and our Facebook about the benefits, the antioxidant benefits of purple potatoes. Each seed will have multiple eyes for you to use, okay? You could plant this or you could cut it. Now, the cycle of chitting a potato, like I mentioned, is about 4 weeks. You can simply set these out in a tray. I have one here. This is just a cardboard tray, so you can just sit these out and not have a problem with it. Some people prefer a paper bag. You don't want these sealed. You want plenty of air to be able to get through so they're not rotting. And you also want them to be on the warmer side for the first week. About 70 degrees is really good. If you don't keep your home or wherever you're going to keep these, if you don't keep it warm during that time, you could put them above the refrigerator. Just don't forget them, or you might have a nasty, smelly, stinky mess if you forget them for several months. If you've ever lost potatoes in the environment that is not beneficial to growing them, you might have already found that out. Cutting potatoes isn't necessary after you have chitted your potatoes, but some people do. This, like I said, is 1 week worth of growth. So I'm going to leave these out in a tray here, and I'm going to let them get plenty of fresh air. And then once I'm done, I can go ahead and cut these. Now, when you have a potato that has multiple eyes in multiple areas of the potato, this will give you a better opportunity to plant more potatoes. So in this situation, I'm going to cut about 1 inch here, and I'm going to allow this to be 1 and I'm going to have another one here, and I'm going to use that for a second one. But there's something that you really need to focus on when you cut your potatoes, and that's that they need to cure for 2 to 3 days before they're ready to plant. So the time frame now is 4 weeks in a bag, in a tray, out in the area, and they'll be about 1 inch, 2 inches, even 3 inches, your sprouts will be before you plant them. Now the next step is going to be to cut them. So you're going to want to get about 1 inch squares, and you want to have a good enough portion of the actual potato as well as the sprout. And then 3 days of curing. Now, some people leave them by themselves, allow them to dry out for those 3 days, and some people use something for the curing process. And that could be cinnamon. That's a natural antibacterial and also a natural rooting hormone for all kinds of different crops, but seed potatoes in particular. You can also use azomite. You can use, totally distracted by the bees in here. You can use oyster shell, calcium, to help cure those edges of your potato. Now in another video, after we allow these to cure completely, I'll be showing you how to plant your seed potatoes. And I'm also going to share some exciting ways to grow them as well. So I'm Mary. If you have any questions, please feel free to send an email to mary@marysheirloomseeds.com. There's a lot of great information down below in the description section of our video. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and check us out on all those fun social media like Facebook, Instagram, and of course, you're here on YouTube. If you have any questions, like I said, send me an email. Otherwise, check out our links, and happy planting.